Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be discussing zeroing in on your target and just going for it.
Okay, so good to see you again.
Yeah, and
how is your arm?
it work. It works,
Yeah.
but I have some difficulties with extend and to bend my arm, and I have a big scar. Yeah,
Well,
but
well,
but I can draw, and it makes me happy.
good. I am so sorry that happened. It's sometimes life gives you a hard, rough
Yeah.
run, but I'm glad you're a warrior and woman up and then do what you got to do because the little secret is actually women are a lot stronger than men. We just don't like to admit it. You guys take pain so much better than we do. We get a hangnail, we're like, oh God, it's the end. You guys like, I'm fine. I'll work through it. So you guys are truly a lot
Thank
stronger.
you.
So let's go over some of your homework from back in the day. Do you have any of that handy or not so much?
I sent you on your Dropbox and on your mail last week, and
Yeah.
I have some problems with alien loves. But I will show you next week, please.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go over some of the things that you posted. Just give me a minute to find your profile. Okay, so when
Yeah.
with this little girl, 95% of it works fine. It's just that on let me see if I can find okay, so the anticipation of something is what you're doing is you're letting the audience know
Mm-hmm.
that this is coming up. Some big action is coming up. So you want that to be at least 6 frames is what you're hoping for. So with your anticipation on your jump right there, whoops, on that
Mm-hmm.
last part, on that down one, do you know how many frames you have that on?
Um,
Right there, that frame right there.
two frame.
Okay, keep
Two
keep
frame.
that at 6 frames because
Six.
you have such a big anticipation. Usually 6 frames is a good subtle pause.
Mm-hmm.
4 to 6 frames is a good subtle pause, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want to do is you want to have a nice subtle pause here, and then go into that's a good stretch. The high point. Let's see if I can get the
Mm-hmm.
okay. That's good. Oh, that's pretty fast. Okay. So on her let me see if I can go. I'm working on some work for a client. But let me see if I can get
Mm-hmm.
another frame. Just give me a minute. Find a translate. I'll just find this one. This will be fine. This right here. Okay, so on the high point, let me just I gotta put this down here. Let me draw it real quick, and then I'll share it. Some sample. Put this here. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's see here. So you have her about here and about here. Shrink. Okay, so you have a lot of great poses that are happening there, but it's really about your timing that needs, and that's through experience. There's no other way to learn that by
Mm-hmm.
doing it and then asking other people's opinion, and then you start to learn a little bit of subtleties
Mm-hmm.
with uh with it. So I'm gonna make that a smaller
Can you give me more exercises on timing?
oh, sure. Just give me a minute to what am I doing? I'm trying to do okay, so in your antic at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, 6 to 4 frames are a good anticipation with an action. It's a subtle pause. So usually, if you can do an antic and a recoil, and I'll explain that in just a minute. And a recoil, you generally can fool most of the masses. You'll do better animation than 95% of the masses. And with your antic and your recoil, it can range anywhere from 6 to 4 frames is what you're hoping. And I'll put this on the screen in just a minute. Let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
With your high point, you want to have asymmetry just to give kind of interest to the pose, because we're trying to make every key the most interesting pose that we can make it. And so, and then your recoil, nice and down here, 6 to 4 frames, and then slow, and then slow into I don't know without seeing the timing chart, but okay, so initially what you have here is you have your antic here, where she goes down, hold that for 6 to 4 frames, then jump, and see how I have asymmetry here where one leg's high, one leg's low? And then one arm's high, one arm's low? That's called asymmetry. And what that does is that just kind of gives interest to the pose, so it's not we try hard in some poses to avoid symmetry on both sides of the body, because it makes it look very bland and very uninteresting to look at. And then when she comes down, have her as she hits here, have her slowly work her way back up and then pop at the end of it is what I would do. Because she has to this is let me see. This would be the let me minimize this. Let's see. So we want the to go here, and then just give me 1 minute. Sorry. Go past it. So here's your thing. Here you go past it, and then you go back up to it. That's your recoil. Okay, so now simply put, the recoil. Okay, so anticipation is you're going this way, but you're going to go the opposite direction and then go that way. And then once you hit your keyframe, you want to go past it and then back into your keyframe. So anticipation and recoil are a huge fundamental principle to add more realism to your movement, or more weight to your movement. So in all of your movement, try first do your key poses, which will be, if you're going from here to here, you're going here's one key, here's the next key. Okay, I'm happy with the timing of those 2 keys. Now I want to do anticipation. So I'm going here, going back, past my key, and then back into my key. So with this one, you're going anticipation, boom, into your key, a high point, hit this, go past it, and then go back up into your key point, and then go to your recoil. So what this does is this gives them you hit your key and then you kind of go down and then go back up to your recoil. It just gives it more weight, kind of like when you stop your car. When you stop your car, you feel that when you stop, it goes like this and then settles back in. And what that little subtle this and then settles back in gives a sense of weight, because as the motion's happening, if you just stop, all of a sudden it feels like this isn't a very heavy object. But if you stop it and it goes,
I understand. Okay.
like you have to add the sound effects. No. And so if you stop it and then it takes a while, it feels like a heavy truck. In contrast to just there's no weight to that. It just stops all of a sudden. Same way with when you're jumping, you're jumping and then you're recoiling down and then going back up to what's happening. It just gives a sense of weight to what you're animating. So one exercise, we'll keep it simple, is we'll go so put let's see, just draw Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one, you're going to have your keys are just going to be, you know, going from here to point B. Let's just say, you know, so that'll be your time. It'll be frame 1 and frame 24. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They'll all have the same timing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, you're going to give recoil. I'm sorry, that's not right. Anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
This will be frame 6. Next, I'll give a minute to figure out the math on that. That is one of the things about animation. You gotta always play with the math. Just give me a bit to figure out the math. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Yeah,
Дай мне книжку, пожалуйста, которая по анимации.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's see. Okay, so let me do this real quick on this. So what I'm doing is, you know, I'm literally just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Normally you'd have this on your X sheet. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'm literally just kind of because I need to figure out the math real quick on your recoil, so I'm just literally just numbering down the page. Normally I'd have my X sheet here, but I don't have it. It's at the office, so who's coming in? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 3, 24. Okay. So on my X sheet or on my timing sheet, I've acknowledged that I need frame 1 and 24. So that's my timing is what, you know, 1 second worth of animation. Okay. Now with what I'm figuring out now is I'm going to go through, and I know that on frame 6 I need my my anticipation. So I'm going to make frame 6 a key. So I circled frame 6 and made it a key. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need to go to 24, and I need a backwards 6 frames. So it'll be 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 19. So that'd be my recoil. Okay. So 19 right here. Well, I'm going to show it on this side. I mean, it would be here, but I'm going to just show it just for clarity. So right here would be my recoil. And how I figured out that was frame 19. Oh, that's horrible, 9. But I subtracted 6 from 24, which is is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I subtracted 6 from 4, which made it 19. So my recoil would be on 19. So I have frame 19 and frame 6, which would be called secondary keys. Okay, so you have your primary keys, which are here for your timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your secondary keys, which is for your anticipation and your recoil. Okay, and then you would and then just to make it simple, I'm going to make my breakdown right smack in the middle of what that is, and that that's a mixture of I'll probably put it on 11. The reason I'd put it on 11 is because it's an odd number. And you can either put this on 12 and 11, and that's just either 12 or 11. It doesn't really matter per se, but just for economics, I'm going to put it on 11. So that would be my breakdown right there. Okay, so okay, so just within this exercise, I figured out. Okay, here's my keys, 1 and 24. Here's my anticipation, 6. My breakdown is 11, because usually when you're numbering on X sheets, you're counting odd numbers to save economics. So you go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 on your X sheet. The reason why is because number 1 is going to be shot for 2 frames. Number 2 is going to be shot, or number 3 is going to be shot for 2 frames. Number 5 is going to be shot. So this saves you economics. So that's the reason why I'm making my breakdown in 11. Okay. And technically, I probably should have made my anticipation a 7. So let me just actually do correction on that. So let me see. 7 and 19 is fine. Okay. Okay, so now that leaves me. Let me just change that here. Anticipation, yeah, here. Okay, so that leaves me 3, 5, 9, 13. So now what I'm doing is I'm going through my X sheet and I'm figuring out my odd numbers. So I know how many frames I have left to deal with. Okay, so just give me a minute. Okay, so we have 17, 19, 21, 23. That's fine. Okay, so now I've figured out my my numbers that I have left to work with, because so that's roughly let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 frames left to play with timing wise. Okay. So with this one, what I'm going to have you do is, with your 8 frames, I'm going to have you on this one, I'm going to have you block them out. Let's see, 5, 6, 8. Let's have you let's say okay, 8. Okay, so 1, 8, 1, 2. Okay, 3. So on the first exercise, and I'll do the math in a minute, I want you to put most of your frames on the recoil, or on the anticipation, and not on the recoil. On this one, I'm going to have you put most of your frames on the recoil and not on the anticipation, so you can see what the difference is when the ball goes across the screen with no anticipation and no recoil. It'll just go bloop, and the second one it'll be big anticipation and then bloop. And this one, it'll be very low anticipation and then a slow recoil. So you can start to see the difference in timing. So just give me a minute to figure out the math on that. What I'm doing is I'm realizing that I have 8 frames, and so I'm boop, 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 boop. So let's go 8, 24, 11. So I break it down. 8. Okay, so if I'm figuring this out in my head, I know that from 1 to 24, that's my timing. Okay, that's how long I have for this ball to get across. I've decided already that I want my my breakdown on 11. I have 8 frames to play with to make it so. Okay, so my key is here, and I want it to go blue way back here for quite 8 frames, and then shoot across the screen. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out the math real quick on how to do that. So what I may do is change my let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so because of how I want it to be slower on the recoil, I'm going to make my breakdown 9. Okay, and I'll change this on your chart in just a minute. I'm sorry, your anticipation. Okay. Okay. So you have from 1 until 9
Mm-hmm.
to go this direction. Okay. At
Okay.
9, you should be at your furthest back. This should be 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This will be 1. So what that means is that I have roughly 1, 2, 3 frames to deal with to get back here. So I have 3, and then I have I'm sorry, I have not 3 frames, I have 5 and 7
Mm-hmm.
frames to get back there. So the timing chart would look like it would be half would be 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other half would be 5, and then the other half right there would be 7. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
slow into your anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
Then from 9 to 11, you there is no frame, so it's a quick to the breakdown period. So
Mm-hmm.
this timing period to here, you would have 11. Let's see. Okay, and so we know that the recoil, I'm not going to change it, the recoil would be 19.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be the recoil.
Okay.
Now we're just, let me see, so that gives us 3 frames, so I'm going to go just to make it even, and we go 15, 13, and 17. Okay, and then I'm going to go from 19 to 23. I'm just going to go 20, 21, and 23. So let me show you how I've so what I've done is because I want this to be kind of just a I don't want it to be a slow out. I want it just to be steady, just boop 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 boop. So I'm not bulking up most of my drawings, right before the frame. I'm just literally just like example, I'm putting my half will be right here will be 15.
Mm-hmm.
15. This will be 13.
Mm-hmm.
This will be 17. This will be 21, and then 23, and then oh my gosh, and then 20. Whoops, oops, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. So, I'm sorry, 21. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay. 19. This I'm just breaking it down to even spaces. So it would be why is that? Because this is a very very just plunking a long time. It's like boop 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 boop. It'll literally just travel across the screen, just do 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 do. In contrast to this, where it'll go fast and slow, and then fast, and then do 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 do. So what you'll see is a difference in timing when I put all of my frames at the anticipation part, and then we got to figure out how to do it all the frames at the recoil part. So just give me a minute to figure out. So 19. 21, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this one, you should be able to see the difference of all of your frames slowing up on the anticipation and then shooting across the screen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite of that. And so now we're going to have well, let's go. Does that make sense as to how I figured out this timing to show off the anticipation?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I figured out I have a lot of frames, not including my anticipation recoil, and I shoved them all closer to the anticipation frame. And also I put my drawings really close to each other, going from 1 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
So more drawing slows it down. More drawings closer to each other slows it down. So
Okay.
you have drawings that are 9 is going to be closer to each other. In contrast, over here, where you have drawings that are further apart
Mm-hmm.
from each other, so this goes a lot slower than this spacing. Because we talked about timing and spacing, and our timing was going from here to here in 24 frames.
Okay.
That's our timing. Our spacing now is
Mm-hmm.
and now let's see the book. Now we have so it'll definitely slow up here when you're going into your recoil.
Mm-hmm.
This actually would be back over here, because your recoil is going to be going this direction. It'll go recoil and then boom, 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 boom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it would be drawing 1, and then your 9's going to be over here.
Mm-hmm.
Or your 9's going to be over here, and then it'll slowly go bunk, 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 and then then it'll fast and then kind of slow as it goes into here. So
Okay.
but we figured out our timing first, 1 second of animation, and then we figured out our spacing. And because I know I want it to be slow in the anticipation part, I put all of my drawings closer together on the anticipation part. Then when it shoots over here, then it just kind of slowly, it's not really slow, it's just very bump, 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 bump. Where this is like slow, it'll be like this. It'll go slow and then pretty much like that. So it'll be nice and slow and then going that way. And that's to show you, and why I'm having you do this all on one piece of paper, so you can see it for your own self with your own eyes. The timing will be the same, but the spacing will be different. Okay, so let's figure out the timing for the recoil on the other one. Okay, so we know that our timing is going from 1 to 24. Okay. But on this one, we want to really show the slowness on the recoil. Okay. And so, roughly speaking, we have okay. Let's see what we have here. We know our breakdown is going to be at 11. Okay. We have 8 frames, and so now what I need to figure out is, obviously I need to put most of them on this section of that timeline. Okay. So just give me a minute to figure out the math real quick. So okay. So just give me a minute. Okay, so for this, we're still gonna have, what was our last one was 9. Okay, we'll still do our yeah, okay. We'll still have our secondary key, which is the antic, at 9. But because we don't want our actually, No, we'll do that. That's fine. Let me see what my timing is real quick. Okay, so what I'm going to do. I'm going to do. What was it? 5. 5, 7. Okay, so instead of blocking them in, we're gonna have do that. Yeah, I'm gonna change this to. Just because I want my antic to be fast, so I'm going to change my anticipation to 5. So that gives me less drawings and it'll get to it gives me more drawings here. So my anticipation will be 5. My only breakdown there will be 3. And that leaves me 5, 5, and 7. So it leaves me that leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, that leaves me 8 frames. Still leaves me 8 frames to deal with. So we know that going from 5 to 11, there's 2 frames there. So we're just going to have it pretty even. We're going to have a bonk, which is going to be 7 and 9. And again, they're not clunked up here. They're just kind of boop, boop. Okay, so now we know that our recoil is going to be at 19. Let's see. Bunk here. So I'm going to go bunk. Right here. So I'm going to make it. So I'm going to change it to go to 1. So I'm going to go 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. But there's a lot of clumpiness that's happening there. So with that, and then I have a 13, 15, 17 to deal with. So it's 3 frames basically from here to here. So I'm gonna divide this into thirds because I just want just basic timing here. So and I'll explain to you how I figure this out in just a minute. Just give me a minute to fine tune this. So again, 13, 15, 15, 17, and then we'll hit 19. Okay, so how I figured this out was that principle, in you picked up the book Animator Survival Guide, right?
Yeah.
So remember that one picture where he shows Mickey Mouse's hand going from here to here. Remember that picture?
No. I want to start to read this book, but what pages?
It's in the first few pages. You'll see there's literally a picture of Mickey Mouse's hand going from here to here. Flip to it until you find it.
Just a moment.
It's in the first part of it because he's dealing with timing charts.
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Let me see the table of context. Show me the table of context.
Yeah.
Okay, show me the table. The first the table of context. Tense. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Sorry, my arm is not working good.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Okay, let me see. What is the last one? Keys. Ways. Sheets. Comment. Okay, history of chart. Hey, wait. Let me see it again. Sorry.
Okay.
Go to page 47.
So. This one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So.
Okay.
Okay. So on there you see he has Mickey's hand going from top to bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants to slow it down, he needs to add more drawings on the bottom part of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants it to slow down at the top part of it, he needs to add more drawings to the top part of it and less drawings here. So that, in a very complicated way, that's how I figured out my recoils. I know I wanted the drawings to be slower here. So first I had to figure out my timing. How long did I have? I had 24 frames, which is 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Within that second, I need to figure out my breakdown, you know, which is we've already figured out, which is 11. So that meant I still had, you know, I had to do the math on what that is. So there was, I had basically 12 frames because I'm shooting my frames. One frame equals one drawing equals 2 frames. Okay. So that's how I get 12. Okay. So I know I have 12 frames minus 3, which is my key. I have 9 frames, right?
Yeah.
So I know minus 2 because that's going to be my my anticipation and my recoil. That leaves me 7, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
7. Is that right? 7, right. Leaves me 7 frames to deal with. Okay. So I know that I have 7 frames. So I need to figure out a way to either have them bulked up at the end of the action or bulked up at the end of the front of the action. Okay. So for the exercise, here, get this timing chart down. Do you have this timing chart?
Yeah.
Okay. So going back to my first exercise, let's see where. Okay. You should have 3 balls when you start off. Frame 1 should all have the ball on this side. Okay. The top ball going across frame, they're all going to be hitting 24 at the same time. They're all, you know, at 1 second. The difference is that in the ball in the middle, it's going to hyphen the slowness for anticipation. The one on the bottom is going to hyphen the slowness for recoil, so you can start to visually see the difference between no recoil, or no anticipation, no recoil on the top, anticipation on the middle, and recoil in the middle, on the bottom one here. Okay. So make sure that you get the timing charts for the top one. You know, will be basic timing charts. And then the let me just see. This is the timing chart for the middle ball right here. Okay. This is the timing chart for the bottom ball.
Okay.
So make sure let's make sure you have that. So let's go with the middle ball here. So this is the timing chart for the anticipation. So go ahead and jot that down.
Yeah.
Or you can do a screen capture if you want.
I make a record of our lesson.
Okay.
And I
recording the lesson?
Huh?
Are you recording the lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll help. You can listen to me babble.
Yeah.
I tend to talk fast. I don't know why. Maybe it's my ADD. I don't know. Okay. All that being said, okay. So get this timing chart for the middle ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then this timing chart for the bottom ball. This is
For the bottom. Mm-hmm.
the bottom ball, and then this one. Let's go over the. Okay. So this one. Let's see. So this one it'll be. Let's see. We have Let's see. So we have our anticipation is going to be on 7 here.
Mm-hmm.
This is our anticipation. Okay. So that leaves us 3 and 5, and because we want to just have general timing, actually no, you know what? On the top ball there is no anticipation. Right. That's why I'm showing you. Okay. So sorry, I messed up. On the top ball there is no anticipation because I want to show you what happens when you don't have anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
So just this would be let me erase this real quick. Okay, so this would just be okay. Boop, 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 boop. 11 is our breakdown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would go half, which would be 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd have a 5 and then 3. So we'd have 5 here and then 3 here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7 and then 9 here. Okay. Very basic. Boop, 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 boop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now going from okay, so this one, let's see. 19 would we're not putting in a recoil, but 19 we're going to have the breakdown between these two would be the halfway point, and then we would have let's see, maybe we have a 17, 15, and then 13. Okay, and then you would have 21, and then we're going to put 23 in just to let's see, 21, 23. Don't need it, but just to smooth out the action, 23.
Mm-hmm.
So these will just be basic boop, 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 going across the screen.
Okay.
This one will be slow and then really fast across the screen. This one will be kind of anticipation and then slow and then land into.
Okay.
Okay. So that way your eyes can see the difference between anticipation and recoil. And if you can add anticipation and recoil on a lot of your actions and whatnot, it'll make your animation look so much better than 95% of people out there. Because a lot of people, they just do this, they go from A to B, no recoil at all. But the natural process of animation doesn't operate like that. We have anticipation and recoil. Watch baseball, watch any movement. There's a subtle, like a subtle anticipation or a large anticipation. It just depends on how big of a movement you have. That's what happened. But do this exercise, and let's have a look at it next week when we talk on Wednesday. Is there other exercises that you want me to go over?
Can you please explain me about my boat and Kasim? I don't know how to name this person. Maybe you see in my Facebook. It was my homework too. Is it okay or not? Or no?
Yeah. which I'm on. Do you see where?
Boat. Yeah, this one.
Right. Oh, the boat one. Right. Hang on, let's see. Sorry, bear with this. Okay.
Is it okay or no?
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute to look. Everything works fine. You did the same thing with my boat, because with the puff of smoke, it's let me see if I can get it to let's see. Um, So overall, your boat's brilliantly done. The pain in the nose that everyone does, and I did this too when I was doing the exercise, was this one thing with the smoke. There's this ball, and then it's supposed to move slowly out to give. So the only thing I would suggest is, if you want, you can make your puff of smoke bigger, bigger and bigger as it goes out, and it would be better. But you killed it. You did a great job on fighting this darn boat in perspective, which is a pain in the nose to figure out. It's like, and then it flips, and then trying to get these little ditty things to work and the little waves to work. So and also you got the waves to nicely go across the screen, which is, we talked about the wave principle as it moves on, and so you did a great job on that. Let me just watch the bottom waves.
Thank you.
And if you wanted, you could go back over, and on the bottom waves, they're very much like the boat, the smoke, where you can emphasize them, really, like you would emphasize them, moving across the screen better. But it still works. If you wanted to do it again, I'd focus on getting the waves to work a little bit more. Like they're this is big, and then the next key would be here, and the next key would be here. Just really emphasizing that movement going this way, and then same with emphasizing the smoke going this way. But you killed it on the main primary principle, which was the wave moving this way, and then getting this stupid little boat to look good in perspective, because that's a pain in the nose, the constant having to draw that, So you did, I would easily say this is an A. To make it an A plus, you would have to go back and fine tune these things, and these are things like expert animators would be like, oh well, I would change this and make this better. So if you want, go back and you fix the splashing part of the wave and the splashing part of the smoke. But the average eye will be like, this is pretty amazing. So yeah, so if you want to make it an A plus plus, then go back and fix the smoke. How you would fix the smoke is just really hyphen this smoke, making this bigger and then bigger and then bigger, and then it's gone. Same with this make really emphasize the wave moving this direction. When the key may be a little bit like this, but when you redraw it, just really make it big to make this, to make it better. But yeah, but you killed it, and I think you did a great job on that. If you want, you can go back and color it, or you can go back and clean up the art. But yeah, you killed it on that exercise. You did great on that. Was that a pain in the nose for you?
Yeah.
That boat exercise, it's a pain. Once it's done, it's like, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, you definitely got an A on that for
I
that.
have some problems with Ellen, but I will finish and show you.
Right. And a lot. Let's see. There's a few. Definitely this one. We'll start going over that soon. Next thing we'll start going on, because I have all the videos, and we can start talking about the videos and stuff like that, and start going less. book's in the shop right now at the office, and I don't have it on me. But next time we can start working through this book together, and I think it'll be helpful to go to the exercise study because he's such a brilliant. I'm so sad he died last year, but I got a chance to. Did you see that I got a chance to meet him?
No.
Okay, let me show you because I want to boast about it. Because once I met him, I like animated straight for like a whole week, just nonstop, because I was so excited to meet such a lady. Let me see if I can find the pictures. So in come on, where's my pictures? Okay, here we go. I know my web is a little slow right now. Really gonna find me on this? Okay, so right here, this picture right here, that's Richard Williams right there and his wife.
Oh.
And I got a chance to have lunch with him right 2 or 3 years before he passed away, and such an inspiration, just a brilliant he's an amazing talent, and I'm sad that he passed away, but I'm so thankful he wrote his book because it's so helpful for all of us who are just trying to get better at animation.
It's amazing.
Right. Let's see. Okay, so let's do that. So let's have you do that exercise next time, and then let's talk about basic storyboarding, so that well, here's the facts. Hollywood and any filmmaking, you're going to have to start making very short films, and that can be anywhere from 1 minute. And let me see if let me move this out of the way. That can be anywhere from 1 minute. I would recommend starting off 1 minute to 30 seconds, because that's 1 minute is 1,440 frames that has to be animated, and that's even before you do the storyboards. And 30 seconds is what, 720? If we're going, let me see what the math on that. Unfortunately, you're going to have to start playing with the calculator, because there's a lot of math involved in this. So let's say 24 times 60. 1,440 frames for just 1 minute of animation. So divided by 2, because you're going to shoot it on 2s, divided by 2. That's still 720 drawings that have to be done. That's a lot. So I would recommend start thinking about a 30-second frame. So it's 24 times 30, which is 720 divided by 2. Is 360 frames. That's still a lot of work, But if you, one thing I would recommend is start to find friends that are artists. Start to find friends that you can start to encourage to draw with you and help you with your short film. And how you help encourage them with your short film is you start to learn the basics of how to tell a story. In my storyboard class, where is it? This is in storyboard, we talk about the importance of learning how to tell a story, and we'll go over this when you start to take the class and stuff like that. But it's important to, learn the fundamentals of storytelling and that. And so one example of that is and let me see if I can find it. Do you know about my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my YouTube channel, let's go there.
Subscribe to it.
Oh, you're saying, thank you, you're the best. Okay, so let's go to my YouTube channel real quick, and the only reason I bring this up is because what I'm telling you is advice that I've done myself to start my program. Because when I was working in animation, what happened was things were getting different because of the digital age, and I still like to draw on traditional, so I started making short films. So this that's not right. I know I did this. Okay, playlist. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking for stories. Why am I? Why am I seeing? There's it happened. Okay. So this right here, this was my first independent short film. I was working at a studio at the time. I was working over at Family Guy at the time, but this was something that I did independently. You'll notice that it's only 1 minute and 4 seconds. Very, very simple. So let me just play it for you. And they took off the sound because I used basically Windows music sound.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll notice it's very, very simple, but it has a beginning, middle, and end. Okay.
Okay.
So we have an ostrich that he thinks he can fly. He
Mm-hmm.
jumps, fly. And then he realized that he can't fly at all. He goes crash into his death. And then we have the point of the story. In the long run, the pessimist may be right, but the optimist has a better time on the trip. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
even though the ostrich never could fly, he still had the joy of hoping that one day he will fly. So
Yeah.
the important thing when you start with story is
Mm-hmm.
start with what your point of the story is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So start off with the lesson that you want the audience to learn. Tie your shoe, look both ways. Something simple. I like to find quotes or poetry or something that happens within things. Because it helps me to focus the point of the story. So
Mm-hmm.
next week, try to find some kind of lesson or some kind of point that you want your main character to learn. And then
Okay.
we'll start talking about your storyboard, your class. So that was my first independent film, and this was my second independent film right here. But this because I had my first independent film to tell people, this is kind of what I'm doing. Then I had my storyboards and stuff like that to encourage them to make this next film. So this was the next independent film that I made.
Wow, that looks deep. Let's toss a few pebbles in and see how deep it is. Gee, that's a really deep hole. Let's throw one of these big rocks in. There's a tractor tire over here in the weed. Now put it over there. Toss that in. It's definitely gonna make some noise. Hey, have you guys seen my goat? You bet we did. It was the craziest thing you'd ever seen. It came running like the wind, out of the field and jumped into that hole. Nah, that couldn't have been my goat. My goat was chained to a tractor wheel.
Now see all the people that worked on this film, this second film.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people worked on it. So what I did is I got people excited about the short film that I was working on, which helped them want to help out and make things happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'll send you the link after I'm done. But there's a very, very short film that has already been storyboarded out that we can go over, and you can start to puddle with that and make that a your own project, so that you don't have to sit there and think, okay, what do I want to do and whatnot, and it'll help you get started. And truth be told, the first step on any filmmaking is just to get started. A lot of people, they tend to spend so much time of I got to make my best perfect film. So let me give you a very simple basic film that will get you started. And then once you start to learn how to storyboard, you'll start to you'll start to make your own stuff. But what I'm doing is I'm giving you a template so that you don't have to pound your head against the wall and think, oh, I don't know what to do. Because this will give you something to do, but it will help you with animation and storyboard stuff. So let me see if I can find where I put it. Let me see, where did I put it? It's called Money. Like, let me just look it up. Let me see if it's I can find Money for Film, and it's a very basic film. Let me see if and I may have tagged it, may not.
Mhm.
Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah, good. So I'm going to send you this link, and basically, come on. What I'll have you do is go through this and do the. Well, I'll watch it first. So I'll have you start to do the cleanup for this storyboard, and it'll help you learn how to
Hey, can I get some money for my film?
No.
It's a real problem for every film.
Oh.
So it's a very, very simple story, but I'm going to send you this link, and what I want you to do is to you're going to have to go through and screen capture. I may or may not. I'm not sure if I have. I'll look for the files to see if I have them, but you may have to do a screen capture. Let me look for it while you're online. Just give me a minute, and we're going to have you start working through the cleanup of this and as with your storyboard classes, because this will help you. With the classes by actually working on a small film will help you start to learn some of the fundamentals of storyboarding. So let me send you the link to this, and you can start to learn it. And I should be able to let's see. But when I'm saying, when you start to do your own independent film, keep it simple and short. That film is very simple and very short, And usually with your first few films, you try to be funny because it tends to get more traction online if you're funny. That tends to add a little bit more things. We'll talk about how to be funny and stuff like that. But look over that film and start to capture the panels of what it is. And so just give me a minute. Let me see if I may or may not have the files. Let me see. I may not. Let me just see if I do. I'm working on a dog playing guitar. See if I can play it for you. For a client. That's not it. That's a reference. Where did I put the? Let me see. So what I have so far, I'm seeing the head. The head's not. It's not perfect yet. It's no, that's. Let's see.
Hello, welcome.
So that's what I've been working on for a client lately. And we're gonna have to go because the my nephews are coming in, and so I got to the noise is gonna be a little loud. So let me just minimize that. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was looking for the files. So if you go to our website underneath character design.
Mm-hmm.
You should find the character designs for the banker and the filmmaker. I think. Let's see if I can find it.
I should clean all frames to our next class. Yeah.
Well, work on that animation.
Mm-hmm.
And work on starting to learn these characters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
so let me get you on shift. You'll find this on our website, but I'm going to put it on Facebook on hopefully I have. Right. And then we'll start our storyboard class and continue with the animation, throughout it. So let me and I got to find the banker. I'll send you the banker this week. So let me see if I can find.
Is it a good idea to have a storyboard in my portfolio? Because
Yes.
I want to be, yeah? Okay.
Because most of the jobs are in storyboarding and character design. A lot of the animation is done in Korea or in India, and even with CGI nowadays, it's becoming more apparent that a lot of the third world countries are doing more of the animation because they're cheaper. And so if you can learn how to storyboard and do character design, that's a higher percentage of you getting a job in the industry. Let me see if I can find
Maybe the different studios have an internship program, and maybe in the next year I want to apply on it, and I want to prepare a good portfolio. And
right. So I'll help you. We'll talk about helping you with that when after we get your training done and what's required for an internship and how to the best way to get an internship. So we'll talk about that. But for now, let's start next class talking about storyboarding and character design and animation and whatnot, and we'll get you up to speed. Because unfortunately, you're still within your first year of animation training, and then we have to cram in like 5 years within a year and a half. So it's quite it's a lot for me to throw at you at one time, but we'll get you there. I understand we'll get you ready for the studios. It's just there's no other way besides for you to learn stuff. I can't cram 5 years into your head overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just life. But I'm trying desperately to get you there faster. So we'll get you there. So okay.
Okay.
Okay. So for next week, we'll try to meet. We'll meet next week. Go over these storyboards, do the animation with the 3 balls, and start learning this the filmmaker character. Okay.
Okay.
And I should be able to get some things. Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk next week, and let me know if you have any questions. Just let me know, and we'll talk next week. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. All right, man. And be safe. No more breaking aparts. We need you to have both your arms.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
See you next week.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon below.